You 1013 Roe FM. Welcome to another great broadcast of a different day with Jah and
Hey, good afternoon. It's your girl, Jah and Neci here. Hope you guys having a great Sunday.
Jah and Cruz and Girl Neci back again for another episode, man. How you feeling? Neci?
I tired, but I'm good. I had
You
a good, I had a good fun pack weekend yesterday. We had a great event celebrating someone's 80th birthday. So happy birthday to Mr. Carly, who he's still turning up today. You see Spider? I dare over here doing, but I can't keep up with him. I want that kind of energy when I turn 80. I want to be able to just ramp all weekend.
turning up at 80 is crazy because I can't even do it at half his age, but that's impressive.
Sir, okay? He was having a blast. When I left at midnight, he was still turning up. So,
That's dope. That's dope. So shout out. What's his name? Let's give him a shout out real quick.
Alvin Carly.
Shout out, Mr. Carly. Congratulations on your 80th birthday. That's quite the milestone. I don't know if you're listening. Maybe you should tune in because you're a feta. You know what I'm saying? And Neci is a feta. So and we saw you. We saw you in that dress. I don't know why I didn't pull it up, but we saw you in that dress. You were looking great.
Thank you.
So what happened? You were trying to like get you a little sugar daddy or somebody heard somebody hot? Like any hot
First
attack?
of all, stop it. Second of all, it was a formal birthday dinner. So
Mhm.
formal means you have to dress up. So I dressed up.
Hey, I
Did my
noticed
did my
you want
Cinderella thing midnight hit back into my,
you're comfortable wearing.
scrubs.
So I notice every time I off island, you to find a bunch of reasons to dress up. Why is there never a reason to dress up when I'm on island? I
You don't
like
want
it.
to do nothing. You don't want to do anything. Let's not argue today on Sunday. You don't want to do nothing. You want to be home by look how we'd have been home DC with time to leave at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'd have been annoyed with you last night. I'm not doing that with you.
So what you telling me? The octogenarians would have stay up later than me? That's what going
They
on.
were. They were. I left them there. They were out, they were having fun.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
I
Dang.
they had outnumbered us and they was out there.
Happy birthday, Mr. Carly. Yeah, congratulations on this big milestone. Mr. Carly, I hope I spelled it right, but happy birthday, man. Turn up, continue to turn up because he probably retired too.
I know all of that. I just know he was having a blast and well deserving so. And it was a great view, a great venue. Um, it was nice.
That's what's up. I'm glad to hear it. So first, we like to start everything off on a positive note. So first, we want
Mhm.
to shout out another Virgin Islander doing it big. Virgin Island native Shamal D. Isaac was promoted to the highest rank in the United States Marine Corps. Congratulations, Master Gunnery Sergeant Isaac. Congratulations, congratulations. Big up yourself. And Nisi,
Congratulations. He
oh,
handsome too. Hey.
Nisi want to know if you're single,
I
Master
didn't
Gunnery.
say anything. You see how you don't put me in thing? All I say is he handsome too. You
No,
know,
no,
black, handsome, and accomplished.
that's what's up.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah, man. Congratulations on that big accomplishment. That's a big move. And then you're the highest enlisted person, period. That's awesome, man. I love to see us winning. I like that.
Absolutely.
And you had a topic that you wanted us to get into. We can't get too deep into it before the break, but can you tell us what the topic was?
What we're not going to do is this. We're going to discuss this other topic you gave me hot about first because I need to get it out my system.
I get you hot about a topic.
Yeah, this agriculture thing, we're going to do that first and foremost.
Oh man. All right. We're gonna talk about that. You see, I didn't even know if I should tell her. This is why it's usually a surprise. What? I got caught.
Correct. You see? Yes.
Here we go. So for who's ever there, also don't forget that you could join us on what we lovingly call Roe FM Plus, which is the live stream from 1013 Roe FM on Facebook, as well as you could tune into the TuneIn app and of course on your radio dial. But here's our first topic, since that's what Neci want to do. Oh, that's not right. So I know I'm late, but please normalize rum/alcohol at the fair. Sun too hot to be walking up and down, smelling old goats, and being idle from 12 to 6. What do you think about that one? Come on, tell the
Why,
people now.
why he had the goats? The goat them only there in one section of the, why he over there? Why that's why he want to hang out where he could smell the goat? Why he over there? He can go by the rice, he could go by the food, the tent where they have music, the cabana where they're selling fresh fruits and vegetables to improve your health. Why he had to go there? Why he over there? Hmm? 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 Alcohol at the fair for what? Bring your own cup. You could bring a cup to the fair. Bring your cup with your ice. Drink your, what a fair. Why you bothering the fair? If you have a problem, it is okay to ask for help.
I will set up. I don't have a problem. However,
I don't know him and I don't know anything about him. So please, nobody take and say, oh, Neci said you got a problem. No, I don't know the dude. I just making jabs at the statement. Okay, just relax. But I'm just saying, I don't think it's necessary. It's the fair. Like, it's a family event. It's geared towards bringing family together. It's one of our biggest events that we have in terms of, island promotion. Things that we don't have to even promote the fair. People just want to know what the date is. And it's sold out already. So I don't think alcohol at the fair is not required. Let's let everything don't need to be convoluted. Like, let the fair do what the fair does, because it's like, let it be. Like, you could drink before, after. You could bring your cup with your alcohol and drink while you walk by the goats. Whatever you want to do, sir. But we don't need to sell it at the fair. I don't agree with that.
We'll be right back with this topic and more right after these messages. Keep it locked right here on 101.3 Roe FM. I agree with you, obviously.
Okay.
I agree with you. There's certain things are for children and for family and stuff like that. I don't think you should need alcohol everywhere that you go, but clearly he thought it was a good idea. What killed me about this, right, is his reason behind it. Like,
the sun hat, sun and alcohol. Sun and alcohol and old goat. Craziness.
First of all, it's the agriculture fair. Like, that's kind of the point. I know
the word agriculture.
Normalize rum/alcohol at the fair. The sun is too hot to be walking up and down smelling old goats and being idle from 12 to 6. Now, here's my thing with that. The sun is too hot to be smelling the goats, but apparently for some reason when you drink, you don't smell nothing. And if the sun is too hot to be walking up and down from 12 to 6, it's not too hot to drink hard liquor and rum?
And some of them might come out. I don't know, and I'm saying this person, but some of them, when they drink their alcohol, come out their pores. Okay, and a regular night in the nightclub when they keep pumping, you can imagine in the hot sun.
Hey, Brick City in the building. The Bricks in the building. We got Charles. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thanks for coming through. Your girl comes to support you. I love that. Yeah.
Hey,
go ahead, so you say. My bad. I just got excited when I see.
No, I'm just saying, like, people that smell bad in nightclubs when they're out there drinking and stuff. And that's in the night when when it's cool and the moon out, and sometimes the club have AC and they still smell. You can imagine the hot sun all day. Like, nah. Sir, drink your alcohol before you get to the fair. Don't drink and drive. Don't be driving intoxicated. We're not promoting those type of things. You could bring a little cup with your ice. But there's a lot of, them Stanley cup, a tumbler, whatever it is, you could sip on while you're at the fair. It keeps it cold. You don't have to worry about it, getting hot, and enjoy yourself. But that doesn't need to be, I don't think that needs to happen at the fair. The fair it's agriculture fair. It's called agriculture for a reason. It's focused on agricultural products. And it should just be what it is. I don't think it needs to happen. It should never happen. I think it's fine. It starts at like 10 and ends at 6. Like, that's not even real drinking hours, really and truly. But, Correct.
Smelling like animals in the fair itself. I don't, that thinking, right? It's,
Mm-hmm.
you know, concerning what the agriculture fair promotes, it's not a fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a
No.
party, it's not supposed to be. And I think that's okay. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, let the fair be what the fair is.
Absolutely.
So 12 to 6, you know what I'm saying? Like, or 10 to 6 or whatever, that's early, high day. It's too hot. If it's too hot to be walking up and down, it's too hot to be drinking.
Absolutely.
Get some water, you know. Maybe talk to someone. You know what I'm saying? Like, there may be some issues there, because like, if that's the problem with the fair, and I mean the goats and the smells and stuff like that, like, enough people to be passing out for Juve, like, save that energy for them, because then it's a fete. You're there to look at other things and pull in some culture and, you know, see old friends and all of that. Take your time and do that there, man. Enjoy yourself how you enjoy yourself. If not, if it is a problem, and you just need to have it or whatever, try not to judge you. Just bring your own cup, bring your own drink, like they say. I don't know about a cooler or whatever, but if you're just joining the live, please go ahead and share the live for us. Let other people join the conversation. But the question was, should liquor be allowed at the fair? And where is this coming from? I know I'm late, but please normalize rum/alcohol at the fair. Sun too hot to be walking up and down smelling old goats and being idle from 12 to 6. So that's what we're talking about right now. So what are your thoughts? If you're in the chat, go ahead and let us know. What do you think about this? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Like, how you feel about that? Yo, what's up? What's good? What's good? Good afternoon. It's afternoon here. Good night to you, though. All right, let me see where we at. We might be coming back soon.
Yeah, we look at the fair. We good.
All right, so you want on to the next one or wait?
We got scam on the poll, so that's crazy.
I want to know. I want to know. Like, where he at in Gaza? You contacting us, tuning in from Palestine live. What going on?
Ooh.
All right. Let me see. Okay. Oh my God.
What?
Yeah, it is.
What?
Definitely is. What are you talking about? You about to get blocked. Hey,
Please.
since you're in here popping, asking for money and stuff, go ahead and share this live, man. Go ahead and do that.
Not this scam.
Yeah, go ahead and share the live before I block you. You know, okay.
This ain't happening live. I can't. This is crazy.
Hey, you can't control who watches, man.
You cannot, but it is hilarious. Yeah. I just back to our topic though. Like, alcohol at the fair is an absolute no-go. Like, some things should just remain its cultural element, and I think that if you don't even know, I didn't even notice that it was missing. For a lot of years, I didn't notice it was missing at all until someone was like, "Yeah, they don't sell." You notice it? People don't sell. They sell drinks, but they don't sell alcohol. I was like, "Oh, that's true," but I would never thought of going to the fair and looking for. It has never crossed my mind to go fair and look for alcohol.
So what do you mean that? What do you mean it'll sell drinks? It don't sell alcohol. What can't?
Then you could sell. People sell local drinks. They sell fresh lemonades. They sell, like, things like that, but they don't sell alcohol. So when I'm going to the fair, I've never thought of going to the fair to look for alcohol, or even while I was there, wanted to purchase alcohol. I always want to go to get some kind of drink like I don't normally could find all year round or whatever it may be. You get gooseberry, your tamarind stews, your tamarind balls, you get, your plum stews, you get all of those things. So that's the things that I think people typically have on their mind, going to get some good food to eat, and taking the kids for the rides or whatever may be around, so on and so forth. I never has it crossed my mind to think that I should get some alcohol. When I was there, the fair, all I wanted was something really cool and slushy. I was in a lemonade line to get some lemonade because it was hot. The ice cream line was long. Armstrong Ice Cream and I think Sabadier was over there, and their lines was ridiculously long because people want something cold because it's hot. So yeah, I and then there's an idle part. It's an idle part. You leave home to go fair to be idle, man.
So apparently, just walking up and down in the fair is considered idle. But the fair is the event. Like you're literally at the event, checking out the stuff, like going to the pavilion, you're buying stuff. So I if anything, you liming. I wouldn't say you idle, you liming.
Right.
Yo, what going on
Typically, you always see people that you don't see all the time. You run into a lot of people. A lot of people come home for the fair. So it's like you run into people you don't see and you catch up with people and so on and so forth.
They're coming back over. Yeah. 101.3 Roe FM. You're now tuned back into a different day with Jah and
Neci.
And before the break, we were asking a question. We were referencing a post by a fellow Virgin Islander, and we wanted to see what you guys think about it. So the question here is: should liquor/rum be sold at the fair? Should it be allowed at the fair? So the poster says, "I know I'm late, but please normalize rum/alcohol at the fair. Sun too hot to be walking up and down smelling old goats and being idle from 12 to 6. It's idle ideally." So he thinks that walking up and down at the fair is an idle thing to be doing, but it's gallivanting, you're lying me out. But what do you think? Keita says what he probably doing is normalizing alcoholism, to be honest. Is rum, let me ask you all this. Is rum part of the Caribbean culture? Can we call it that? Is that a part of our culture, you think?
I would say so. It's usually associated with most events, but not all of them.
Okay, so when we fetting and we partying and everything, that's culture. The rum, because we create rum, because a lot of rum started in the Caribbean, I guess. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he's not way off base. He's technically trying to incorporate some culture. But okay, how about we split the baby? What if we allow only local beers or rums or alcohol?
No. 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 No.
No, it's homegrown.
No.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Well, I
everything doesn't require, like, I personally, I don't like to see rum or alcohol at a 1-year-old baby birthday party. Like, how does the 1-year birthday party? What does rum have to do with a baby? I don't like. So what I'm saying is, there's events and there's times that you should be. You're more than happy to consume and do so responsibly, of course, as you should be allowed to do as an adult and making those smart decisions. But not everything should have to have alcohol. The village has alcohol. It's in the night. All the booths are, and once you have your license, you can sell alcohol in the night. It is still a family event. Your kids are there, and so on and so forth. But they can sell alcohol there. So it's not like there's not family events where alcohol cannot be sold. It does happen. The fair is just one of the. That's the only thing I've ever heard of here that doesn't allow you to sell alcohol is at the fair.
Okay.
Everywhere else, you usually can't get alcohol, pretty much.
Let me read some of these comments. We definitely drink too much rum. Well, I'm with you guys because I'm drinking now, so I'm a bad representative. But still, we drink more per capita than the U.S. and most countries. I did not know that. I got to see them stats, man.
I want to say, where's the stats to prove that?
Yeah. And William says rum was made in this territory. Yeah, we have our own.
Agreed.
That's what I was saying. Rum is a part of the culture. So he's not totally.
Agreed. It just doesn't need to be sold at the fair. That's all I'm saying.
I honestly prefer alcohol not in the fair. I think it's dangerous. It adds an element of danger, an element of people passing out in the hot sun. And next thing, they gotta be carried off by a mule or something. Like I think it adds something that it doesn't need to. You know what I
I'm
mean?
muting them.
Like we're there for family, we're there for the culture, we're there to look at the possible agriculture based new science projects. Bring your kids, bring the I think it could stay this way. I don't think he's far off in requesting it, but the fact that you can bring your own, the fact that that's still a thing that you possibly can do, I don't think we need to impose it on everybody else. But I'm sure there's some people that agree with him. You know what I'm saying? Like they would love the option.
But what I'm saying to those is that you can't open carry, bring alcohol into the fair. Like you can't bring the bottle in your hand. But the fair, I mean, you can bring a cup into the fair. You can bring your Stanley cups or your drink cups, whatever. They don't prohibit you from bringing cups and stuff into the fair. So if you wanted to consume alcohol while you were there are ways that you can personally do that. Does it have to be imposed on everyone else? I don't think that it needs to be. I think the fair is absolutely one of those. It doesn't need to be sold. I think you can educate people of the process that it's done, that it was made here and how it's made, and those things can absolutely happen. But should it be? We don't need to sell liquor at the fair, because then what are you going to say? You only going to sell local products? What about other people who have a license to sell alcohol, period? And you know, so it's like then you open a door of a swinging pendulum of who can, who can't, how is it chosen, who's selected, you know, and I just think it's not necessary to do it. I just think that, you know, especially for the time of day the fair happens, it's usually during the heat of the day from like 11, I think it's like 10 or 11 to 6 p.m. The sun is primarily hot those times. It's primarily outside as well. And you know, alcohol and sun don't mix. Juve is a great example of that. We see plenty people passing out on the road from dehydration and those type of things. I just think that it just needs to stay as it is. I think that it's successful. It's been successful and continues to be successful without it. And I don't think that it needs to be included in that in terms of selling alcohol. Now, if you want to educate people, great, I'm for it.
Okay. Definitely like the fair won't lose any people if it doesn't have, you know, alcohol there. We don't know that. The fair attendance just gets larger and larger. So big up to them.
Mhm.
A great thing if you're listening from maybe outside of the Virgin Islands and you want to visit, think about visiting around agricultural fair time. It's a great time and it introduces you to the culture very well. And then it's a daytime thing, so you could still get your nighttime activities in after. So,
And think about it though. The fair, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think one of the days they had like 8,000 tickets sold.
whew,
It was like a high number sold at the fair this year. So you think about that, and and primarily adults being allowed to just purchase alcohol there throughout the day, all day. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that there's scenarios where that doesn't happen or can, but I just think it doesn't need to be at the fair. It just doesn't. You don't have to stay there all day being idle in the sun, smelling goat from 12 to 6. Smelling from 12 to 1, 12 to 2 and go home, you know? Get a goat, smell out your skin, go home and clean up or whatever. Chill in your AC at home, relax, drink your beer at home or whatever, and you're good to go. You know, that's an option too.
now Darren had said we drink more per capita than the US and most countries. And we had asked for stats. He says there are actual stats that back it up, hence why I mentioned per capita. Now, we're not doubting that there are stats. We just would prefer for you to give us the stats. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not saying you're lying. We just want the information out there as well. You know what I'm saying? If it's one thing that I could say about Darren, when he says something, he usually has the stats or the information to back it up. I'll give him that.
There wasn't a we didn't doubt that. We just wanted to
Yeah,
see the stat. That's all.
yeah. Rum is made from sugar cane. It's tradition. So see what I'm saying? Like, what if? Because you said maybe you're not against showing, like showing how to make it and stuff like that. So what if locals sign up to be vendors? They showed the process and then they gave out samples. Would you be against that?
No, no,
You you
yes.
wouldn't be against that.
I'm against it. When I said you could educate people on the process of how alcohol was made in the Caribbean, teaching people the history of how it was done, I'm absolutely 100% on board for it. I still against selling it to people at all. I don't, it's not as simple to just make alcohol from, it's not just sugar cane alone that makes alcohol. There's a fermentation process that happens that creates it into rum. And that fermentation is not happening a weekend at the fair. They've had to pre-fermentate some of that in order to sell and give samples. So again, how do you then now determine that what I'm sampling to you, you see, there's a lot of gray area that starts to happen when you don't, that weekend isn't enough to actually do the whole process from end to end. And I know.
Okay. All right. Not closed bottle, but open bottles should be sold. I'm interested why you think the open bottle should be sold as opposed to the closed bottle. Like why you say that? What would be the difference there? So Juan, if you could let us know why you say the open bottle should be sold and not the closed, like what would be the difference? Clearly, Neci's against any bottles being sold. So we got her point of view on that there. Darren, I think Darren is against it. And Williams says rum was made in this territory. It's still
agreed. It is.
Now, one change I
I
would
think
love
what
to see.
he, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Say.
No, I was going to say what I think he meant with open carry and close is that close. I think close is when like, I'm giving you the actual bottle, like I'm giving you the bottle of Corona, whatever, versus pouring it out into a cup and giving it to you for you to consume. I think that's what he means about open versus closed bottle.
Because the bottle itself is dangerous. Is that what you're saying, or what?
That's what I'm assuming he's saying, to not give people the closed bottle, but they can give them an open bottle. Hopefully he clarifies if that's what he means or not.
Darren says, now one change I would love to see is Ag Fair happening more than once a year. There is room for another weekend like Labor Day weekend. You want it more than once a year?
I'm okay with it happening once a year. I'm not against them having a different version of it for a different weekend of the year. Maybe it's not the agriculture fair, but the Labor Day fair, and make it different, different component to the agriculture fair. I'm not against that.
You see, I'm with you on that. There's room for a lot of other events and different things that we can do instead of the same one over and over again, because I think that would take away from the amount of people that go. You know what I'm saying? Because now you might split the baby. Oh, if I miss this one, I could just go to another one. You know what I mean? Like, instead of the anticipation, and because it takes a while for the vendors to get the stuff taken care of, because some of them are animals and all of that. I think the once a year is a good idea.
And you're growing crops, and you have to mass produce crops to sell at the fair. And it's not just the animals, but people, there are animals that are being sold at the fair, and things that do happen. Livestock is being sold. People, people buy little bunnies and rabbits for their kids, and they buy turtles and different things that's being sold. And of course, there's also the display element of the displays that happen with the kids, that they do the displays at the fair as well. So there's a lot that goes into it. I mean, there's no shorthand of planning that goes into making the fair happen. It's usually primarily run very smoothly every year. In terms of you don't hear that much about incidents and things that are happening at the fair. Like, I just think that if it was longer, great, maybe, but I don't necessarily think that it needs to be done twice a year. I would love to see that. I would love to see more family events happening at the fair, and they're different, like like Labor Day or whatever the weekends are, that they have more events at the fair. And I think that would be something I would absolutely love to see. But what they are, it should not be a replica of the fair itself.
Gotcha. I think that's a good idea. If you're gonna do something like the fair, make it different, give it the same general cultural feel, but a different name and stuff like that. I agree. Guava berry liquor is made locally. True.
Mm-hmm.
Drink at your own risk. You see, the fact that there isn't liquor at the fair could be one of the reasons why you don't hear about a lot of incidents at the fair. It could be. I mean, there's no way for us to measure it because they don't sell it. But we got to
And
keep
I
people.
don't think we need to measure it by testing it either.
Sea grape liquor. I've never heard of that. There is sea grape
Yes.
alcohol. I did not know that. I would like to taste
Yeah.
that.
You guys, there's a lot of it's like Mama Wana, how you have to put it to age and stuff, and you put it somewhere dark to age and there's a process to it, and some we do have to give those people who make these things time for them to make these products because they do require some type of aging to come out the way that they do and for us to enjoy them. But yeah, I would
You
like to
think
see the fair being this more often.
you say it should be longer? Juan is saying it should be 10 days long.
That's too long.
Too much? Because
10 days
also
is
people
too long.
got work, right? People got work around this time. Like, how would that work? Because it's a daytime event, and you know what I mean. Like, again, how would we work that out? Maybe five, maybe five. But how would they get there? Cause you said you want it to be longer.
The only 5-day weekend we have is Easter to do
Mhm.
something like that.
But no, so they'd have to change the whole date.
So that's what I'm saying. Like that's not maybe I would say even if it's a 4th day, if they started on Friday at like noon Fridays or something, they started the fair because it does end on Monday, whatever that may be. But besides that, I wouldn't push it more than what it is.
Juan says five is great. Yeah, we just would have to figure out how to work it because you can't have a daytime event and people going to work. Hey, hey, good afternoon, Adrina. I was waiting for you. You know why? Because happy birthday, Adrina.
Hey!
Hey, it is our fellow teammate, our fellow difference maker's birthday today. Happy birthday, Adrina. We were
Happy
waiting.
birthday, Adrina. I would sing, but I can't. So happy
Yeah,
birthday.
I'm not testing that out. I'm not testing it out at all.
We can get a side vocals over here, so
Yeah,
we can't, we can't like spring it on you. Sorry.
yeah. Shout out DJ SI because he be like slow flexing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't go on bad at the karaoke. He's that one guy that'll just
Right.
like kind of just ease into it and show off his skills. Like he'll do that every morning. Big upside, man. And hey, check out the Bush Tea and Mahoney show with our guy,
Tomorrow.
DJ SI, from 7 to 10. And he's also there from 6 o'clock to 7 with the morning mix. All right. If you want to get serenaded, that's the one. That's the guy. Neci, can you do me a favor? Because, like, I don't know, I'm getting some static or feedback on your end when you talk. Can you go ahead and exit out and come back in? Let me see if that fixes it real quick, please.
Sure.
Thanks. Let me see if that fixes it. But, Adrina, happy birthday. A Pisces, and now I understand why you're so toxic. Now I get it. It all makes sense. We love you. And we were listening because it's your birthday. We went ahead and took a topic from you that you sent in, and we are about to get into that just now too. Building businesses versus securing traditional jobs. Sent in by, there she is. She cute, ain't she? I'm sorry. If you're on the radio, I know you can't hear us. But I don't know. Go back and watch it live or something. I don't know. But Adrina sent in a topic for us to use, and since it's her birthday, we're obliging. Building businesses versus securing traditional jobs, following passion, practicality, and such in families. So the question is for the topic: are traditional markers of success still relevant in today's world? So we're gonna go into that, but I do want anyone that's in the chat to kind of try and answer this question. Let's see what you think while we're reviewing the topic. Are traditional markers of success still relevant in today's world? Am I say hold it
Hello.
down? Oh, what? Wait, say something else?
Hello. Testing, testing.
Still a little scratchy. It might be me. I don't know. But hey, we don't want it. We gonna walk with it.
Mm.
So while you were refreshing, so Adrena, I was saying how toxic Adrena is and that she's a Pisces. So now we know.
Is she?
Yes,
Hmm.
yes.
What did she do?
You'd be in the chat in for the Bushido on the show. She's a little toxic. She be saying some wild stuff. Like you be saying some wild stuff. 2 words, Kai Sinat, who is the live streamer. So that's the question, man. Regarding building businesses versus securing traditional jobs. Are traditional markers of success still relevant in today's world? Sent in by our favorite toxic Pisces, Afri. Nisi, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's still very relevant. I think there's a lot of fields that you can't avoid the path you have to take to get into them. And there's certain fields that you have to acquire the knowledge base to even be able to pursue them. And there's some things that you can go the alternate route and be successful in. So I think that the new way of doing things has what it's more done is it's just elevated the alternative route to be just as equally as successful as the traditional route. Typically your success was only based on the traditional standards. But I think both are very, very much important and can very much lead to success.
So let's see. Darren says, yes, it is still relevant. Don't mind what they say on social media. Now, I guess I'll be playing the other side of devil's advocate. I do not think that the success markers that we used to have, or even what happens regarding a traditional job and building a business, are the same. They've changed over time. And we have basically the perfect example of that with what's going on right now in the federal sector. Because those jobs, we know government jobs used to be the most secure jobs you could ever get. Like you get a job, you get your foot in the door. It used to be difficult to get a job at the post office, right? You didn't want to see what a test looked like now. And I could tell you, they're hiring anybody. So, but once you get your foot,
Have they hired you?
huh?
Mm.
No, I'm not the anybody. I'm not the anybody. All right. But anyway, like federal jobs used to be the goal because you know once you get your foot in the job, you get a cushy job. They're gonna pay you well. You get step increases. You have all these avenues and unions and a pension at the end of your 20, 30-year career, whatever. If you've been in the military, they're gonna carry that over. All of these benefits and stuff that were associated with it. Now, fast forward 2025, they're planning to let go compared to what they already have. Tens of thousands of federal workers, which in the US, the federal government is the biggest job, it's the biggest hiring employer in the United States. They had over 2 million employees, and now they're letting go tens of thousands of them for no other reason but I want to save some money. So they say. So that even that isn't safe. And if it's one thing that COVID taught me, right, is that you need to have some sort of hustle about yourself. You need to have something going on the side because nothing is assured anymore. The days of our fathers, our grandfathers, our grandparents and stuff, where they could hold down a household on one income and they knew they were going to retire sweetly, is gone. They replaced most of the pensions and thing in the private sector with 401ks, who most likely you're going to give money up until your 20, 25-year term. And because it's linked to the stock market, you may or may not have more than what you've actually put in. So those cushy days of the American dream, for me, this is not 1013. To me, the days of the American dream are gone. And we could bring it back, but they're not there anymore. Like we're in gig economies and stuff like that. That like you like working 2 and 3 jobs just to make it, and inflation constantly going up. But now in the middle of that, people are they're losing their job. They're just getting cut just because of billionaires wanting to cut them. So this should be the most humbling experience that any of us has. Let me read the comments. Don't let the 1%ers fool you. Imagine the rich people begging people to attend a course for $30. Something about that don't look right. I can't tell who is successful until I see how happy they genuinely are. You can tell success in the people and pupils. The thing about success, right? The measure of success, it varies. It depends on what your idea of success is. So if you're looking at somebody else, trying to judge if they're successful or not, you're judging them based on your own values, though. What do you think? What do you think, Neci?
No, I was gonna say, when you said that, when you asked me first what my opinion was, and then you gave yours, I don't think that we were on the same page in what we were talking about, because
Okay.
you're talking about the longevity of being in a position or a career to
Okay.
determine your success. I was just talking about the ability to gain success through your career path. So I do agree with you on that aspect. Before, yes, when you got a certain job, you was more guaranteed to be in that field or that job for the rest of your life until you retire, versus now. So I do get that, whereas there's, some testing have been altered and requirements have been lowered and so on and so forth. But what I'm thinking of in terms of, like, a doctor has to go to college to get his doctorate degree in order to be able to be a doctor, to be able to I don't want no street dude on the side of the road to come with his knife from his kitchen to tell me he got to remove my kidney because they're going back. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
So there's certain things that still has to happen. There's certain traditional steps that still has to be attained in order for you to reach the level of success that you would like to seek. They're thinking medical fields in terms of lawyers, passing the bar and being a lawyer, whatever those may be. And there's things that you can circumvent the process that you no longer have to do or have degrees for in order to be successful in those fields. So that's where my mind was at when you asked the question.
Well, we have the poster of the question in the comment. So Adrina, maybe if you could break down your question for us a little bit so we could all be on the same page, but I'm gonna read it out in the meantime again. And then I
don't think she needs to. I just think that we just have two different views of the question, which are both generally good ideas of how success can be done. You're talking in a different aspect, but they're both means to success. So technically, it could go both ways.
No, okay. So are traditional markers of success still relevant in today's world? Let's okay, on the college doctor thing, right? Once upon a time, you could be a doctor, you could go to school, be a doctor, and student loans wouldn't be a factor for you. You get what I'm saying? But now in these times, you could be a doctor and also not be where you want to be financially because you're paying back loans. So it's
absolutely
like once upon a time, the career itself was a marker of success, but we can't even get that no more.
The title of the career, like being Dr. So and so, or lawyer so and so, or general manager of this business so and so. Like those were definitely the things, the staples that people saw that made they feel like success was possible. So I do agree with you wholeheartedly on that.
Yeah, even those titles, they're not holding like you could be Dr. Broke, so and so. You know what I mean? Like,
you could be Dr. Broke.
Just for something that you can't control. Your parents decided you need to go this route. This is the way to get to success. So go this route through school, and next thing you know, you got student loans in your name that you ain't gonna pay out for 30 years. I can't tell. Okay, yeah. Adriana said, I can't tell who is successful until I can see how happy they genuinely are. You can tell success in the people and pupils. You agree with that?
Yeah, I think you could be working in a field that you're working in and you're not happy about it, and you're not passionate about. People work in fields every day that they're not passionate about, and you can tell that they're not. And there's things that people wanted to do that they just had to make a different choice on to be successful. I wouldn't say it's for lack of trying. Some people have probably tried to make a career in the fields that they love, and it just didn't work out in their favor. And reality is, life's still gonna life. You still have to hold yourself responsible. You still have bills to pay. You still have to be a responsible. Some people still try to be responsible adults despite it, and you have to make an alternative choice in terms of what you're passionate about, that would, and what you need to do to survive. So I mean, there's always more than one way to, he says to skin a cat about
Yeah.
certain things, and life be life and for people. So not everybody gets to do it that way. And some people who do get to do it, congratulations to you guys. You guys are far and few and in between, but you deserve to be applauded to be successful and living in your passion.
Success shouldn't be material things or things you can brag about. Success should be ability to be comfortable and help others to be successful. I agree that success
Mhm.
shouldn't be measured by material things, but some people do. That's what I'm saying. It's your value system. Like it
It is
shouldn't.
measured by material things. Your success is measured by your wealth, and your wealth is things that you can prove that you have or you own. That determines the value of your wealth. That determines. So, yeah, not. You shouldn't be living that way, but it is measured that way.
All right. So check this out. Somebody graduates, they get their masters, they post it up. They succeeded, right? Like they're showing this thing. Is that a material thing that you graduated? But we look at it and we say congratulations. So is that considered a material
Absolutely.
thing, the graduation?
It's a paper that you displaying to. It's something that you physically possess. It's a material. So absolutely, but does it undermine the importance of it? No. Does it undermine that the quality, the cost of the paper is insignificant to the value of what it means for you? No. You know what I
True.
mean? I don't want anyone to think that because the paper is cheap, but what it means to you to obtain it is invaluable. So don't let that deter you from seeking what you want to do or possess things that you might want to possess.
What I will say too, on that note, because we don't want it to seem like we're talking down on anyone. Please
No.
don't let your accomplishments define you. Now, what I mean by that, right, is because you graduate, don't let that be your whole personality. You're still a person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't let these things that you've done make you think that you're untouchable, you're invincible. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let that become who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Because should something happen, God forbid, now you don't know who you are. Don't let these things define you.
Right. Like when Jack get his G Wagon and he don't want to pick me up because he think I beneath him. Like that's one of those examples. Because he don't
I
want nobody
wouldn't
in his G Wagon.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't act like that. But yeah, the G Wagon coming. The G Wagon coming.
You
She gonna
gonna
be
pick me up, but you just ain't gonna be in a G Wagon. I'm not saying that you won't
no
pick
no
me up. You just gonna
no
bring
no.
the alternate car, you know?
The passenger seat gonna be wrapped in plastic. You could get in. That it should be a case by case basis. Then choose what works for you to be successful. Just make sure consistency and discipline is still applied. Facts.
Man, so true.
American dream been from since 2008 crash, and we headed back that way. The economists are already saying that we're headed towards a mild recession. Retirement through someone's company is a fallacy in this time. Yeah, like that
Mm-hmm.
used to be a thing. Like that was the
Mm-hmm.
standard. Retiring after a certain amount of years was a standard. We don't even have that. Success is a personal thing. We are now in the information age, which is another reason why we're also in the disinformation age. We need to keep that in mind too.
Whew.
Because I be seeing people saying some stuff and post it and don't care. And they're wrong and lying. So we need to keep track of that too.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in having a specialized skill and optimizing natural talent. Sorry.
Balance. Mm-hmm.
Loans and insurance. Keisha, what do you mean? Can you
They
expound
was
on that?
referring to when you were talking about
Mhm.
doctors who have severe debt and loans that they have to pay back for 30 years and stuff like that.
True. Oh, doctors have to have personal insurance or whatever once they graduate.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
When you're practicing, yeah.
Whew. I think people should expand and practice their skills and also appreciate, honor, and live through your natural talents. I can tell someone isn't successful if they are forcing a career or business on themselves. The thing is, I would say all humans have innate gift, innate talents, and we need to be living in those. If your talent is something that gets you paid, you know what I'm saying, and it goes to a business and that's what you want to do that. You know what I'm saying? But also, if it's something that doesn't necessarily align with your job, go ahead and start something that does. You'll be more fulfilled living in that. I'm not saying quit your job. I'm saying you could do both, but you need to fulfill your purpose either way. Now, why do you
You're
disagree?
talking about me. You're talking about
What?
me.
What?
You're going to put me on the side. You're not talking about me publicly.
What,
Okay, cool.
what we talking about? What you know what you're talking about. Anyway, until we stop underestimating the effect billionaires have on the world, most negative, we will stop looking to them for answers and stop falling for the trap of taxing them less to have much jobs. It's trickle down economics and it never works. I agree that
If
trickle
he
down.
didn't talk about the billionaires, I was waiting.
Listen, it's two things Darren I know for sure does not like. It's Aquarians right now and billionaires. Oh, the
Oh, right
Virgo.
now. Okay.
Right now, Virgos took a back seat to Aquarians because of the birthday thing. But yeah, Jerica, what are you saying? Thanks for stopping
Hey.
through. Success starts from knowing yourself and managing your time and responsibilities with your joy. Time and joy are far more valuable than any dollar amount. Amen. Do what you have to make ends meet, but take a few hours each day to build the life you want. You will get it eventually. You see, that's the thing. A lot of people don't recognize that.
They don't. Eventually, they don't want to wait for the event. They want it now.
Exactly.
The now.
You gotta keep going at your gifts. Do it because you like it, not necessarily because you need the money or whatever. Do what fulfills you. I don't see nothing wrong with having hobbies and stuff that don't pay. There's nothing wrong with it. It fulfills your life. It really does. Success is measured by others and material things. You are the only one that can measure your success. A college degree or educational accomplishment can be considered a level of success. It can.
Agree.
It can. You succeeded in getting that degree. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You succeeded in that. But
You did it.
That's the thing. It's what you deem as success. Stop listening to other people and judging yourself based on someone else's values. True. This is why you do your own research. This is why
go
you
ahead.
do your research and check the resource sources. It takes more time, but social media and the media should not be your source. Correct. Just because it's on TikTok don't mean it's true. I am known for a few things. Talking about trickle-down economics, billionaires' effects on the world, dating, Virgo, truth-telling. That's truth-telling. All right.
That's a strong statement.
He can hate this Aquarius. Aquarians don't care who like that. He's mad at one in particular right now. He's very mad at 1013's DJ SI. That's who he's really mad at. I don't even know if it's all Aquarius, but right now he's mad at that man for sure. Thank you for joining me, Mommy Keisha. You my favorite mommy. All right. Let me see. All right. We're about to go on a break. It's coming up on the break time. We're gonna hit you with the news. In this next segment, we got some local and national news. So keep it locked right here. Don't go anywhere. And also, if you're able to, if you can't listen to us on the radio, you can always, if you can't even catch the full stream on the radio or whatever, you can always go back and watch our lives on 1013 Roe FM. It's in our videos, all right? But keep it locked right here. We'll be right back with more A Different Day with Jah and Neci. All right. Wait, Keisha, what are you saying?
The man got to talk about Virgos. His life depends on it.
Yeah.
That is the air he breathes.
Wait, Keisha, how did it translate to me hating all Aquarius? I did say that. To be fair, I said that you hate Aquarians when it's honestly just one. It is one in particular right now you're beefing with. All right. You're beefing with my brother right now, and he don't care because I like beef anyway. He breathes it.
Listen, he lives for the conspiracy. Okay? Listen.
You chose the wrong one, bro. I don't know. I love the guy, but man, he be in some beef. He be in some problems. Oh man, there's only one Aquarius I hate, and that's my father. Come on now. Hey, Darren Senior. I don't know the man name. Will you do this one? Will you do this one? Me and beefing with Sai, his family. I can't tell Monday to Friday. I can't tell. All right. You got any more on this topic? Are traditional markers of success still relevant in today's world? You know, this is a subject that we go ham on. Which one? The business or the hating of Aquarians? Which one?
I laughing because Adrena said, Jah said, Chups boy. That's how you know Jah and Neci dogs for real.
That's my sparring. She should have just thrown more shade at me like than anyone else.
I'm
But
so honest.
You're so honest. I need to check that word honest, you know.
I'm trying.
There's such a thing as your truth. You know what I'm saying?
Jah, I don't like Jah.
No, but being honest and not lying, you know, that's not the same thing. Right? It's two different things. That's like transparency and honesty. They're not the same thing.
No, I 100% agree with transparency and honesty is not the same. Because if you ask me, Tanisha, you went out? Yes. That's the truth. Transparency would be like, yeah, I went so and so and I had a great time and that's transparency. Like, oh, you know, I went out and I was at so and so. That's transparency. So there's clearly a difference. I'm 100% in agreement. I want to say I don't lie because everybody lies.
That's
everybody
what I'm
lies.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
I don't pretend everybody lies about something. So,
hey, I feel like Jah got something against Pisces. That's like me with Virgos. LOL. He needs to admit it. I really don't care. I'm gonna be honest. The only I really don't care. The only one I have a issue with is Capricorns, and that's because I know one person. They're terrible people.
I don't. Pisces is the Pisces men for me.
The Pisces men.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Rudo is one, and he's cool. I don't have no issues with Pisces at all. To tell you the truth, I don't have no issues.
That's just my take.
With men, the men specifically, not the women.
I haven't had that much encounters with the females, so I don't want to be like, you know, so I don't want to loop them in because I really have not had that many encounters with females. But I have quite a few encounters with the men, specifically local VI men. And I don't want to make it seem like it's all Pisces around the world. I don't know all of them. And boy, there's some different, but I also hear that about Virgo men. So I'm not even going to point past anybody. I've heard about the Virgo men.
I don't have any issues with Virgo.
You're a Libra. There is an issue. It's Libra. Period. It's done.
I'm sorry.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
Like, I see why people have an issue with Virgos. Like, that's a legit beef. I just don't have to. Yes. Yeah.
Don't know what. I don't understand the beef.
Listen, I see why. I get it. I just don't have one with them.
I'd be lying to the space.
Well, to the there.
The top and the bottom, like all of them.
You just need space in one. You just need enough to get it light through. It don't matter which side.
People lie. I don't know what people lie. I mean, I would say I'm an honest person. Normally I'm an honest person, but I would never say I don't lie. Like that's
a lie.
If you ask me a question, if you ask me a question, I'd be like, "You want me to tell you the truth?" Because if I tell you because once I tell you the truth, I tell you the truth. But so I usually get clarification. But if I just feel like you just want to talk, I'd be like, "Okay, no, I understand. I get you. I'm just gonna let that be." But people lie all the time. I don't know why people pretend they don't lie.
You sent me something that's some breaking news. I don't know if you want to wait till we back on air to talk about that. Mention that, or
we can if you want to. Sure.
Well,
unfortunately,
at least it's unfortunate, but we gotta at least talk about it. Hey, them girls with gaps on big foreheads, they're a problem. Period. That ain't even about sight. Yep. See what you're talking about? See how the guilty shall show themselves? You see how she came forward? Me got to like, I'm transparent and honest. I feel people who does like saying that you don't lie. Like,
No.
I feel like that's a lie. Like
Mm-hmm.
every time somebody tell you something, you just giving it to them straight. Every time.
That's the lie right there. That
That's a
is
lie.
100% the lie.
That is a
Because ain't
lie.
nobody doing that. And you know what I find is people don't consider, like, if you're planning a surprise for somebody, that's a lie. You're lying to them to con them into doing something
Yeah,
to surprise. But we don't think of it as a lie because it's a joyful, happy occasion. If that, you know what I mean? It's still a lie. It was a good lie. It was a well-intended lie, but it was
we're
a lie.
back on 101.3 Roe FM. We were having a good conversation during the break on Roe FM Plus. We're talking about lying. Apparently, the liars were coming out in droves just now. We're sorry you missed it, but you don't have to. If you want to, you can also join us on Roe FM Plus. If not, stay on the radios. However you listen to it, we love it. But we were having a conversation during the break about lying and apparently signs that lie. But the sign that lies is humans. So I don't know if you if you say you don't lie, I feel like that's a lie.
Facts. That is facts.
You see, you get like 2 out of 3 red flags. You wear glasses. You're
Mhm.
you're just missing the gap.
And I'm a Virgo, so
And
I've
a Virgo.
striked out.
Problematic. Can you say problematic?
I am
Man,
problematic. I have a
like
shirt that says walking red flag. I am problematic.
she said that Aquarius does lie about it. Hey, you know what's funny? They say Libras lie the most. They call us Libras. But now I'm looking through the chat. I'm like, you sure? Not Aquariuses. We let you do you and move around to do what we were doing before you started. All right, we're gonna play a quickly a game, right? In the chat, if you're in the chat, and we're gonna post about this one. In the chat, in the comments, please tell us what sign lies the most. As humans, we all lie. Let's just do that. But what zodiac sign you think lies the most? Cause y'all keep saying Libra and what the comments saying it's Aquarius. So I don't know.
I don't know how many Aquarius just to even voice my opinion on. Well, what sign do you think lies the most? Let's do
told you I
3
have a
things.
problem with
What sign lies the most? And then what female sign lies the most and what male sign lies the most?
Dang, you split it 3 ways?
Yeah, because we could get 3 different answers.
All right. What I'm trying to say, I don't lie 98% of the time.
But you're lying 2%.
I don't lie 98% of the time. I only have to be not forthcoming when I'm dealing with employees, but it's more about withholding information until the time. Darren, I vex you say that there because they're going to, you're the lie. All right, let's stop. You're the lie.
It's okay to admit that everybody says some type of lie in some type of way. In some, you know, like when you when you what we just say like, I hope that works out for you, because we know it won't work out. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't say don't do it, but you're like, I hope that work out for you. You know that, and like you could see that they're talented to do what they're trying to do, but you want to discourage them. It's I'm
Listen,
Aquarius of light, bad Jesus.
let me break some bad news. Did you know that being delusional, aka the cute word y'all call delulu, you're just
Lulu.
lying to yourself. That's what delusion is. So if you've ever been delusional or delulu, that's you lying to yourself. So yes, you lie. Like, come on, Adriana, you're a Pisces. You saying don't lie? Come on now. So nobody ever asked you they look good and you say yeah, but you were lying. Don't do anything. House said everybody lies. That's a TV show. I don't know if we could use that for proof, but he was usually right in the TV show.
People usually lie to the doctors all the time. We're not always 100% forthcoming with what's happening or what we're feeling or whatever, because some of it is embarrassing. Some of it we're, We're not sure how it's going to be. Things happen.
They going in on Aquarius. He said, that's cap. Some of the biggest liars are Aquariuses. Enrique says Scorpio. My
Oof.
baby daddy is an Aquarius. So I don't know
Oof.
I don't know she holding that in her heart. Capricorn, you see,
Oof.
one vote. Today is me and Keisha's 30th anniversary. I don't know. And friend Vert, what are we talking about?
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, happy anniversary.
And why you say it like that? See,
Because
say
I'm
it like
saying
you.
her and Keith anniversary of okay. Female Aquarius and male Virgo collide really good. Y'all are great at acting. Biggest liars: 1 Leos, 2 Scorpio, 3 Libras, 4 women, 5 Aquarius. Okay. All right, Darren. I might just put women. What? That's not problematic at all. Okay. What were we talking about? Who we on? Who did you vote for? Biggest liars. What sign is the biggest liar to you?
I was asking you, what are your signs? What do you think?
Um, like did a life for nothing, like literally for nothing. So, what's yours?
Who does? What sign you
Caps.
said?
Caps.
Caps.
Yeah,
Mine will be the Geminis.
the Gemini's.
Yeah, them two face that they have, that they
They're
just
too
rotate.
boring.
Their neck bone ain't really. It's really just a muscle. That's why they had to rotate with the two face, because in the bone is a muscle. The way that they rotate to tell a lie and then come back and smile, you
Hey,
won't even know which face you talk to sometimes. You
keep
just
it locked
really
right
unclear.
here on 1013 Row FM. Do not go anywhere. We're going to get you to your news. We just had to get this out first. But keep it locked on 1013 Row FM and a different day with Jah and Neci. We'll be right back. That's funny. She said throw the Taurus under the bus one time. The terrorists, they're not liars. They just are stubborn bad. They're just bullheaded. Like they match the sign. What? You agree? You
Yeah,
disagree?
they match their sign.
Yeah. They're
My Jehovah.
that bull.
I could
What?
probably move the bull first before I move the Taurus.
Yeah, it makes
Jesus.
it very difficult to deal. They're very difficult to deal with. I'll say that.
My gosh.
This Aquarius will tell you the truth even if it hurts your feelings. What if it might hurt your feelings? Will you tell the truth to yourself? Notice me said, yes, you did.
What's he
Wait,
talking about?
no, you didn't. No, he didn't. He didn't mention it in the liars. It's true. Oh, he got me. He mentioned Virgos, just not in this.
He said
Not
women. Where he said Virgos, basically.
there's female Virgos. Notice me, he said Virgos, right? I gonna say a good thing. Virgos tend to be very honest. True. The problem comes in that they weaponize their honesty and goes after the soul. Ooh. They can be brutally honest. I'll say that. They can be honest even when you didn't ask, which can be a problem.
And I have that problem. Yeah.
I'm just trying to get rid of Taurus, period.
Man, they got to go.
Let's focus on who y'all ain't said. Aries. Ooh. Sagittarius and Cancer. Ooh. Problematic. Cancer is Darren. Sagittarius, they're terrible. Aries, nobody likes Aries, so that's why we forget them because it's just kind of like
No, Aries are more doers than liars.
what do they do?
Like oh yeah, they don't hear, they hear what you say, but they respond to what you say. They don't they respond with action. They don't respond with words.
Mm. Gemini, the one saint man. Don't get me
I
started.
tell Gemini, I said Gemini, and I
Am I
did say
frozen?
Gemini.
Frozen. In the chat, am I frozen or is Nisi frozen?
You seem frozen. Wait, your eye just opened. Hold on.
Keisha says she don't lie to her. And I can't read this on the radio. I can't read any of this. Okay. Darren says, I'm the Taurus whisperer. Them Tauruses is very different. If you think so, ain't no such thing. If you think you could deal with them, that's on you, bro. Yeah, there's a signal issues on Neci's side. Wait, Cancer is what we do. Let me get started here. Let me get comfortable. First of all,
take a sip first, because you're about to go off.
First of all, y'all don't listen, right? First of all, Cancers do not listen. They know what they're gonna do when they ask you, and they're gonna do it, but they're gonna ask you. Second, they're very emotional. They're extremely emotional and like they victimize themselves. Like they're always a victim, no matter what happens. So that's some. Do you have any, Neci? Since we're going in today.
What sign? What people do?
With Cancers, he asking what we do, because Cancers.
I don't have an answer for Cancers. I know like 2 Cancers, and they're fine.
Well, yeah, Darren is a Cancer. I know
I didn't count him. Sorry.
DJ is a Cancer. Darren is a Cancer. What I'm saying refers to both eyes. I'm telling you now to your face, I get issues, right? Sometimey. That's in there. Sometimey bad. Taurus don't lie to others, they lie to self and that's true. Hey, she hit the nail on the head with that one. She hit the nail on the head with that one.
See? Yeah, Aries respond with an action. They don't respond with words.
And it's usually a negative action, isn't it?
It's an action. How you take it is how you take it.
Wait, there's a difference between man. Don't come with that cusp. I'm on the cusp type. Stop.
Yeah, I own your sign and be responsible. Exactly. I don't be like, oh, I got August Virgo to undermine the September Virgos. We's Virgos. That's what I think. That's why people don't like we, because we united. We in this like separation of the months. We don't just like I met a lady last night and she was a Virgo, and when she heard Virgo, we were lock arms. We were good. We don't just unify wherever we there. Like it's like people say that cult, but call it white. It's like that's how we be. We unify.
Let me ask you: is that just Virgo women and Virgo women? Because
no,
Virgo women and Virgo men just click up like that.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. Even like at work, I have like male coworkers that are Virgos, and when anything happens, we just stand together before we stand against whatever the other person doing. We'll be like, whatever happened, you're gonna be the Virgos first. Because when we go to our monthly meeting, we can't tell them that we were arguing against each other. We were united against you. So that's how we don't be like. That's how we just roll like that. Like anywhere I go, I feel like that's how it'll be. It'll be like an automatic like. Oh yeah, you good. We good then. You stay once we good.
Okay. Hey, tell me why Sai messaged me.
Why am I not? Oh my goodness.
Why Sai messaged me? As Sai says, DJ SI says Aquarius don't lie, but we can remain silent like a MF or tell you the truth in a way you think we joking. Why he come in the chat? That's funny.
Do you really want to say in the chat today? It's Sunday.
Yes, I do.
Do we really want it in the chat?
Hey, I don't disagree with the assessment of cancers. I worked hard on myself to be the most healed version of cancer I can be. What I said is what's wrong with you now, not yesterday. Fix it. I haven't had any issues with any particular sign, to be honest. I used to say that was before I actually started caring about people's signs. I never used to look into people's signs, and I would say that. I have problem with certain signs now. I tend to actually enjoy people. I can't seem to understand the problem. Oh, a little people person. Them Pisces, the man. They be, they swim along and they everything great, and
Not
we
me.
gotta love them. All right, we coming back. 1013 Roe FM. You're now rocking with the best, and you're tuned in to a different day with Jah and
Girl Neci, good afternoon.
Thanks for tapping in with us on your wonderful Sunday. I hope it's going well for you. We're gonna get into some news. We were talking about what was the worst sign, but we want to get too negative because people be serious about their signs, don't they?
Ooh. It was getting in on the chat. The chat has some opinions.
Yes.
And they were not afraid to vocalize those.
Yes, and they were very strong opinions about Aquarius, but we can let that go. And people were even like they gave us lists of the sign that lies the most and stuff like that. I am surprised because for some reason Libra ain't come up as much as it usually does. I wonder why.
I think don't let me take a poll on it. We'll take a poll. We're gonna take a poll on our Same Difference page, and we're gonna see what the results come up to be.
Right.
It's gonna be 3 polls. We're gonna do the worst sign, worst male sign, and worst female sign.
All right, bet. Hey, so y'all look out on Same Difference page for those polls. But we gotta get into the news because this is what we do on a different day. Keep things rolling. All right. The Waste Management Authority seeks PSC approval for a $360 annual garbage collection fee to offset $20 million in costs. Lawmakers debate fairness, potential impacts on renters, and whether the fee should vary based on service levels and property type. So roughly about $30 a month for residents is what they're looking into. The VI Waste Management Authority has announced its intention to charge an annual fee of $360 to each household to generate funds for the collection of solid waste across the territory. The first step of the process will begin in March, when WMA will present its proposal to the Public Services Commission, according to the authority's interim executive director, Darrell Griffith. Mr. Griffith, appearing before the Committee on Housing, Transportation, and Telecommunications on Friday, informed lawmakers that the current cost of garbage collection on St. Croix is $6.5 million. This amount covers house-to-house, bin site, and convenience center collection, as well as collection in public housing, government agencies, schools, and green waste disposal. The same services cost $3.9 million in St. Thomas. In St. John, WMA incurs costs to transport garbage by barge to the Bovoni landfill, totaling $2.8 million. Along with salaries and benefits, solid waste collection costs the authority a whopping $19,622,000 annually. Faced with that $20 million bill annually, WMA now hopes that charging a fee attached to property taxes will help the authority become more self-sustaining, a long-awaited goal. The Virgin Islands is the only jurisdiction that does not charge for garbage collection, and we can no longer afford not to do so. Mr. Griffith contended, the implementation of a garbage collection fee is designed to cover the cost of solid waste garbage collection throughout the entire territory, he said, adding that the new fee would cover the services that you're currently getting for free, but even better. I don't know what even better means, but sure. How do you collect garbage better? But Neci, what do you think about that? Because that's going to directly affect you. What do you think about that?
I have no problem paying for my waste disposal. I mean, there's a cost associated with it at somewhere, and $30 a month to $1 a day really ain't that insignificant to me. My only issue about the whole thing is they're attaching it to your property tax. I know they have to find out which is streamline the process, of course, so I understand. But not everyone are homeowners. So what are you going to do for those housing communities, like you said, and other things that you collect for that don't own properties? So that's just how they're going to collect those costs is what I'm curious about.
If it's true that that St. Croix is the only jurisdiction that doesn't pay for waste collection, then I mean, yeah, I understand. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay your people and stuff like that there. I just think it's sad that the people have to pick up the slack for something they didn't ask for. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, they want the garbage collected, but they're not the reason that the money needs to be recouped. But yeah, $30 a month. I don't know. That seems high because remember, I'm judging from the States. $30 a month seems high to me, but I don't know. You said $30, it is about $1 a day. So I want to see what people think in the chat. But yeah, that's something that they're proposing. It hasn't actually became law or a bill or anything yet.
Right. So when they're telling me that they want to do better trust services, I don't mind paying for it if their plan, I don't know what the plan is to help reduce and sort waste. If you're telling me because now that I'm paying for it, because even though I get trash collections in my area, there have been times when the trash wasn't collected because of lack of payment and other things to whoever, or issues with the truck and maintenance and so forth. There's
Yeah.
costs associated with getting the trash picked up consistently in any area. And
Yeah.
accumulated trash, we know, creates a bigger problem. So if they're telling me now that, okay, well, we're assigning you now 2 bins, one for recycling waste, and if that's an improvement project they're looking to do to make it more better for the collection, I'm okay with it because you're trying to now improve my service. But I
Yes.
want to see what my service is going to be that you're charging me for. I don't think that there should not be a fee, but if you're charging me $360 annually, which is not a small number for everyone, I'm not saying that it's a simple number. I'm not even saying that I agree with the number. I do agree that there should be a cost, but if you're charging me, I want to see what the improvement is you're charging me for. If you're giving me assigned bins for my waste disposal, like, recycling is on Tuesdays and regular trash is on Fridays, or whatever those things look like, building a recycling plant or being able to sort, your cans, and because we know that we used to have a can sorting facility here that's been closed for ages. If they're trying to reopen something to sort cans and plastics or something, I can see the cost going to something productive. I
Yeah.
will be okay. I'm okay with it.
And that's reasonable. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna go from $0 to $360 a year, you need to give me something for the money at least. You know what I'm saying? So that's reasonable, especially like the cans that you speak of. Yeah, they do that in the States too. They at least give you the cans that they're gonna pick up, and then they upgrade to those trucks with the arms and all of that stuff. So it's efficient. I'm with you. I rock with that. All right. Oh, last week we had covered this issue. People are divided based on the issue concerning BVI tariffs, right? So out of nowhere, the BVI started upping the tariffs charged to the U.S. Virgin Islands, which I don't know if you know or not, but there's currently a trade war going on right now. So we spoke on that last week. Here's a continuation. Here's the response from the BVI. The British Virgin Islands will not be bullied by threats of Trump-style tariffs that Governor Albert Bryan Jr. has proposed in response to substantial fee hikes for commercial yacht charters that the BVI is considering, Premier Natalio Wheatley said Friday. The BVI will not be bullied by threats. Speaking at a press conference on the issue and on his recent trade mission to Asia, Wheatley offered a humble admission to USVI officials that we don't need to continue down that road, but instead should sit down and talk, while recognizing that the ties between the two territories are not just economic, but familial.
Familiar.
Sound it out,
Take your
baby.
time. Pronounce your words.
To that end, Wheatley said he has invited Bryan and the 36th legislature to meet on Tortola to discuss the fee hikes, but also how to optimize the economic potential for both the BVI and USVI through inter-island tourism, such as festivals and travel packages. I like to hear that. The premier said he has not yet received a response, but that time is running short because the legislation is ready for debate by the House of Assembly, and the changes would have to be implemented well before the start of the charter season, November 1st, when new licenses are issued. The source sought comment from Government House and Senate President Milton Potter regarding the invitation, but did not receive a response as of press time. Now, there may have been a response, but we have not seen the update yet. Now, I like that he sounds like he's willing to negotiate. I hope that Bryan comes to the table and negotiates the tariffs. But as of right now, it seems like it's a sticking point. We won't know until we hear the
So,
response.
so why we didn't do this first? Why we didn't say, hey, because they
Mhm,
start, I'm not trying to point fingers, but it seems like the BVI made a decision for their territory, which they're
mhm,
entitled to do because they're British and they're different from the US territory. They made a decision to impose certain things that was going to happen, that they want to happen to offset their costs that would
mhm,
directly impact us. The USVI responded to their decision, which they now they don't appreciate the response for USVI and are willing to now sit down and discuss. I think that because we're so close that conversation should have just been the first thing that happened. Like, hey, this is what the BBI situation is currently. This is the ideas that we're floating around on how we need to offset our costs for our territory. We know this is going to directly impact you, but we wanted to have the discussion with you so we can come to some type of agreement. Now, if you did that first and then the agreement fell through or they could not come to a conclusion, and then you would have to make your individual decisions what's best for your territories, I might not like, but I can understand. I think we're all going to be impacted by these decisions in some way, shape, or form. Some of it will be unavoidable. Some of it will just, unfortunately, we could probably circumvent. But we should really be trying as a territory to really be having more constant, fluid conversations of where our standings are and how we impact each other to help best support each other. Because we have to live here when it's all said and done. We're the ones that are paying into all of these things. And I
mhm.
think that what I'm glad they're getting here now, and I'm glad they're trying to have the conversation. Hopefully, the USVI responds and is willing to have the conversation with them. That we're both going in with open heads and clear ideas of how we can support each other, but also push our territories forward in a united way.
Facts. Well said. No notes. I got nothing. That was well said. Now, I do think that he sounded like I like the idea of the inter-island tourism festivals and stuff like that. Like, matter of fact, why haven't we been doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's. I like. Maybe this may turn out to be something great for
Mhm.
both regions. Maybe both territories, it'll come out better on the other end. Um, and for those that do not understand or do not know what tariffs are basically a sales tax. That's basically what it is. It's basically a sales tax. Just to make it as easy and simple as possible, it's a sales tax. And who pays sales tax? The consumer. All right. So I mean, you might want to argue or whatever, but that's what it is. You can look it up. You can read all the definitions and everything, but that's what it's going to come down to. Let me get started on my portable gardening here.
Mhm.
Listen, you know what we need? Community farms. We need community like plants and community fridges and all of that stuff. Like people need to start doing for the community and each other. That's what really needs to happen. Because no, let me not say that because I don't want to put things in a negative space. We need to come together. That's the only way that what's being done around us won't affect us as much. We need to once again unite as neighbors because the Caribbean, that was one thing that we're more known for than the States and the UK and stuff, is that we know each other as neighbors. So we need to get back to
Mhm.
that. All right. In a more macabre news, USVI cemeteries near capacity. Public Works pushes for expansion and burial alternatives. With limited space in cemeteries, DPW is negotiating land purchases and considering crypts, columnariums, and sea burials. Ongoing projects include a protective wall at Western Cemetery Number 3 and planned road improvements for easier gravesite access. Solutions to the rapidly dwindling available space within the territory cemeteries remain a priority for DPW. That's how we're going to refer to them from now on. Stated Commissioner Derek Gabriel when he appeared before the Committee on Housing, Transportation, and Telecommunications on Friday. Our cemeteries have definitely been a focus of the department, at least since 2021, he maintained. The terrain of St. Thomas in particular makes it difficult to identify new locations for cemetery space. It's why DPW says they are also focused on efficient ways to manage our cemeteries. Friday's suggestions from Mr. Gabriel have been espoused by the department before and include constructing crypts. Columariums, structures that house crematory urns, should also be built, as a growing preference for cremations is contributing to more efficient burials, said Mr. Gabriel. That it's probably more efficient, and in quotes, because it's cheaper. It's $250 compared to thousands of dollars otherwise. But yeah, DPW is also collaborating with the Department of Public Works and exploring more sea burials as well. According to Mr. Gabriel, DPW continues to explore avenues for cemetery expansion and alternative burial options, including ongoing negotiations to purchase property adjacent to the Smith Bay Eastern Cemetery in St. Thomas. Most recently, the Department of Property and Procurement has been roped into that conversation. There is a very specific process, and we have initiated that process. It is taking quite a while, but we are trying to find ways to expedite it, explained Mr. Gabriel to the committee's chair, Senator Marvin Blyden. So they're running out of burial room. That's interesting. Listen, just yeet me in a hole, man. Like, my soul done left. Like, if we could be honest, burials are not for the person. Like, burials are for the family, right? without disrespecting or trying not to disrespect anyone. Let's just yeet me in a hole, man. Like a cremation, if the cremation is cheaper, go ahead and cremate me or whatever you got. Do not go into debt for me, please. I'm in another place. It may be to the top, it may be to the bottom. I ain't there no more, though. I know that. So please, please do what's in your family's best interest. But as for me and mine, in the hole. All right? What about you, Neci? What do you think about that?
I would say make a clear plan of what you want and how you're gonna pay for it. That's all I need to know. Don't leave the board. Don't leave me to grieve. I have to pay for it too at the same time. This is the plan. This is how I want to die. This is how I want to be buried. This is how I want to be cremated. Here's where the money is to pay for it exactly. And I'm good with it. And I'm good. Let me just be able to grieve, you know? So people make your plans. I know we don't like to plan for that because we feel like I know how it is culturally. But when you leave the grieving family to make the decisions, 9 out of 10 times it's not really what you want, it's what the family thinks they want for you. So yeah, they run out of space, so we gonna see what's gonna happen.
This is finite, man. Like especially St. Thomas. St. Thomas, one of the smaller, more like compacted islands. Come on, man. Jerica says, listen, turn me to dust and sprinkle me here and there. And I'm with that. I'm an ex-sailor. I'm okay with in the urn and just, bury me at sea, man. I'm cool with that. Because either way, like just if you want to keep the urn, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? You want a place to remember me? I don't know. But the seed thing, there are seed pods where you could turn somebody into a tree. That's a thing. Why? We need to be looking into that. No.
I don't want to be no seed pod. Can you have a dead spot of land in your yard and then nothing gonna ever grow there? I don't want to be responsible for stuff like that.
So you want to be?
I don't want to be responsible for the seed you plant don't grow, and you feel like you do something wrong, or or it's just me. Is it a bad seed? I don't know if it could be the bad seed. I don't know. I just say I don't want to have a patch of dirt in your land. I don't grow grass or tree, and don't.
Oh, the Virgo and she don't salt your earth. Oh, yo, Darren, that defeats the purpose, homeboy. What about mausoleums and catacombs? They're huge. That's the problem. And we're islands. Mausoleums are huge and expensive. Keisha says you need a will or Adrena. Jessica says plant me. Yeah, man. Yeet me. Listen, bury me at sea with my ancestors, man. I'm fine with that. I'm on my Killmonger type vibes. That's cool.
I have a plan in place already, and everybody knows. The people who need to know. So,
and that's listen. It's two things that I ask. Please, do not take out no GoFundMe for me. Don't take out no GoFundMe for no burial. 2, do not post me with the heaven thing and the wings.
With the wings,
please.
The halo and the wings.
Do not take my AI photo and post me with no wings. How you even know I up there? Please don't. Like, you're hearing it here first, live on the radio. Do not post me with no wings on Facebook. You know?
Well, the responsibility you give me in the eventual passing of you, you ain't know where you're going up there anyway.
So me ain't got no chance.
I ain't gonna be up at that podium like.
Why it take like 10 seconds to repent? How you gonna just?
I'll be like, Jah, give me one task today. Some of y'all ain't gonna like it.
Blow me in your enemy's eyes.
Correct.
Hey, you see that, Enrique? I'm a farmer, so back in the ground for me. You going back in the ground?
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So, are you wanting a burial, Enrique? You wanting a full burial? You know, the ceremony, all of that, or you just like you want to be planted? Like, let something grow from me that could, I don't know, that could help others. Tell me, please, because I want to know. It's not a big deal for me. I don't need. Why you want to spend thousands of dollars on a casket and I done left? I'm not in there and you want to put velvet in a casket for what? That's y'all. I mean, if you got the money, but go into no debt for me.
Pour like embalming fluid.
That they gonna just preserve you though. The embalming fluid, they ain't gonna just, I don't know. I don't know how it works. I ain't in that industry. But yeah, so that's my two things, and you hear it live on the radio. Enrique says, I'd rather be planted and a mahogany at that. Look at that. They might cut you down. I don't know if you want like an expensive tree. I don't know if you want a good tree that people like.
He want a mahogany tree. He want a mahogany tree. It's a mahogany tree.
There we go. Mahogany tree it is. All right. And we got one more thing. And it's everybody's favorite thing. WAPA! Everybody's favorite industry. WAPA is messing up again. During Thursday's meeting of the VI Water and Power Authority's governing board, members voted to award ITRON, the contract to replace the territory's failing advanced metering infrastructure system. 7 companies responded to the request for proposals issued by WAPA for the prudent replacement contract. One, Tantalus, was disqualified due to the lack of a bid bond within their proposal, said Belgrave Stedman. That name there, you don't sound like he from here. Belgrave Stedman? All right. An electrical engineer within WAPA's design and construction department. Of the remaining 6, 4 companies were shortlisted. Mr. Stedman noted Itron, Honeywell, that's a very popular name, Aclera, and Landis and Gear. After the RFPs were evaluated according to the bid criteria, Itron was found to have the most complete, compliant proposal with the best technology. At the second lowest price, said Mr. Stedman, the company's $26.2 million bid was the most complete solution and represented low risk to WAPA. Keep in mind, listen, keep in mind this low risk to WAPA thing when I get to the last thing, right? The lowest cost proposal, a $24.5 million bid from Aclera, was deficient in some areas of the turnkey solution and thus was not selected, Mr. Stedman explained. The bids from Landis and Gear and Honeywell were significantly higher, $34.6 million and $36.7 million, respectively. The meters Itron will be providing, said Mr. Stedman, are the most robust and compact solution from among the bidders. Altogether, the company scored 91.81 in the bid evaluation, compared with the next highest, Aclera, which scored 83.11. In recommending that the board approve the bid from Itron, Mr. Stedman noted that Itron has been providing AMI for more than 30 years. Itron has deployed 100,000 meters for the Jamaica Public Service and is deploying in St. Kitts. Now here's the kicker. Itron is one of the companies against claims of consumer fraud in a putative class action lawsuit over the supply of the original malfunctioning meters installed during WAPA's first attempt at deploying an AMI system. The company, along with WAPA, is accused of deceptive business practices in participating in the implementation of a system they knew from the beginning would not work. Mind you, they said that this company had the best technology and they provided the lowest risk to VI WAPA. However, they're in a lawsuit already for the system that they're taking out now that they knew would not work. Y'all heard that? Okay. All right. Okay. I must be tripping. I can't say these comments. Jessica Ventura is sucking her teeth. We have all this water around us and they still want to use fossil fuel or whatever it is they're using. Who is behind them, Itron? Good question. This whole thing is nuts. And I posted when I first saw this VI consortium thing, like doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is the definition, the literal definition of insanity. Why would they even in the bid if you're currently being sued for consumer fraud? Okay. Your co-defendant hired you. All right. So yeah, that's what's going on in the that's what's going on in the territory. Apparently, Neci does not want to comment on this, so we're gonna just move right on. Neci had a question that she wanted to present, and that's what we're gonna talk about now. All right, Neci, you wanna tell us a little bit of why you came up with this question? You know which question I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to swallow all the words that were trying to escape me.
Definitely.
Yeah. Jessica? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my question was, can you date someone with a lifelong illness? And the reason I thought of this was because of a conversation I saw on TikTok where the gentleman said he couldn't date the person anymore because he discovered she had an illness that she didn't disclose to him. It wasn't anything, but it was just a lifetime of something she has to deal with. And he was just willing to end it because of that. So it kind of triggered me to ask that question. What would you or could you? Or does it depend? You know?
All right. So there's a question. Could you date someone with a lifetime illness? They will be suffering from this forever. Personally, I think it would depend on the severity of the illness. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a chronic illness. It would depend on what the illness is and like how detrimental it is to you and the relationship, and also how early you find out about it in the process. You get what I'm saying? Because when you're saying, can you date someone with a lifelong illness? It doesn't specify when you find out, because if you find out
No.
early that somebody is dealing with a lifelong thing that's going to affect you and them forever, possibly even your children, you find that out early, it may be a deal breaker for you. Are you a bad person if you decide y'all been dating for 3 months, she breaks this to you or he breaks this to you, and you decide I don't want to take that chance? Are you a bad person? When you accept someone.
Some statistical background for you. So studies show that 7 to every 10 women would stay to assist their partner with a lifelong illness, but only 4 out of every 10 men would do the same.
I'm glad you got that, because I had seen that before too. I had seen that stat too. And it makes sense. I ain't gonna even lie to you. And I think we have to acknowledge that. I think, in my opinion, a part of that, the reason why more women would stay than men, is because women tend to be the nurturer and caregiver already. They tend to be the one tending to children and home and family way more often than the men. So that actually makes sense to me. Now, Keisha says, when you accept someone, you accept all of them. Now, we ain't talking about you're together, are we? You see, we talking about y'all already in a relationship, or y'all just like started dating, or what?
Would you date someone? This question is, would you date
Yeah. So
someone?
this ain't your partner necessarily, You have a chance to choose if you're willing to accept it. You haven't necessarily decided you're gonna accept it yet.
Whatever phase of the dating stage you're in, and it comes to your attention either voluntarily or not, that they might have a lifetime illness, because maybe it's getting serious, and there's things that people might not, it's not going to disclose to everyone that they meet.
Mm-hmm.
There's things that might be unavoidable that they have to disclose because it's probably persistent or very prevalent. But it'll be disclosed to you like, hey, before this gets to a serious place, I just need you to know that I have something that I have to deal with the rest of my life, and I don't know if that's something you're willing to do with me, or that, whatever they may be. Some people who usually have lifetime illnesses might give you an out, so because they understand the mentality that it takes to deal with whatever the situation may be. But what would you, what things are you okay with probably accepting, and what things are you not okay with accepting if someone has?
Jessica says, yes, it all depends on the severity of the illness, especially if it's not really affecting your quality of life like that. Let
Okay.
me throw a monkey in the wrench. Can I even say that? Is herpes considered a lifelong illness?
It's not considered an illness, but it's considered a lifelong, it is a lifelong STD that you have to deal with. It's like HIV and AIDS.
So let's say it's what, oh man. Well, let's say sickle cell, something like sickle cell, or what's the
Mm-hmm.
there's another one that affects us. Oh man, I can't even think of it right now.
Lupus.
Lupus. What if it's
Mm-hmm.
lupus? Because lupus, they could get sick out of nowhere and they could be
Mm-hmm.
down for, like, it's not, you don't know anything really. Can lupus be, somebody Google this, can lupus be passed on to your children and stuff like that? Sickle cell can, right?
Sickle cell. So sickle cell can be passed. So you could pass on the trait of sickle
Mm,
cell to your child. Um, the your both of you have to have the trait in order to pass the disease to the child. So sickle cell is one of those things that I can speak on. That you and the partner have to have the trait, which amplifies your increased chances of passing on the disease to your child. Most people don't typically get tested for sickle cell traits until usually the female is pregnant. They do test you when you're pregnant for the sickle cell disease or trait, and usually that's when people find out. However, if you have the disease, you can't pass the. I don't think you pass the disease onto your child. You could pass the trait onto your child.
gotcha, gotcha. Let's see. Jerica says, can you? Absolutely. Should you? That depends on all the things I'm going to fail to elaborate on for each individual. That's
Mm-hmm.
you can't possibly get into every single thought, but we need to kind of think about the possibilities and how would the questions form in your mind. You get what I'm saying? Like, as soon
Mm-hmm.
as it tells you, you think you might be in a phase where you've already started planning for the future. Like, this person seems like they're the one. Everything that you've seen so far up to now, it's saying yes, me and this person connect on another level. I want to be with them for real. And then they drop this sort of quote unquote bomb on you, and now your future plans too. It's like it may affect your kids, it may affect, it may affect your work, it may affect your home life. Let's be honest. Illnesses can affect relationships as a whole. They could bring in a lot of tension, they could bring in a lot of arguing, distress, stress. And you know what I'm saying? Even with work, you may miss work because you have to take care of your person. Is this something that you're able to deal with? No, you are not a bad person. It's worse to stay when you know you can't deal. True. Women are simply built to handle more. I agree, depending on what it is. I agree, depending on what it is. For me, it's more a case disclosure. I can handle anything as long as you don't attempt to mislead me. That's the thing, though. So it wouldn't matter how much you're into this person. You know what I mean? Like, is that not a factor? If you just kind of kicking it and it cool, but you ain't really seeing no butterflies or none of that stuff, that's a factor too. I think it depends on time and circumstances. An example would be if you're younger, you may not want to continue a relationship with someone that can't have children. But if you're older and you have children already, it may be a different situation. That's a great point. That's a great point because the age, like it really all does depend because age makes a difference. How many children, your lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? If you have an active lifestyle and y'all doing all these things together and then you find out that somebody has something that would change that lifestyle, are you willing to give that up or alter it? That's a great point. Thank you. Yeah, herpes is a lifelong affliction. That's a better word.
I've never heard it described that way, an affliction.
Okay. Lupus is hereditary. Lupus isn't hereditary. So we're gonna have to Google this.
Let me do that for you. We can get it. Okay.
Yes, I have a cousin that has sickle cell and my mother has lupus. So being that I understand it. Well, so when you say you understand it, you know how to deal with it and whatnot. You would know how to be the caretaker. So you already have experience with it, so it might be different from you. And look at the time. Dang. All right, wait. Oof. Hold up. Oh man, the thing don't start. Well, it's time to go. It's time to go already. You find the answer? We need to know if lupus is hereditary or not.
It just says it's an autoimmune disease.
Yeah.
It doesn't say it's hereditary.
Yes, I would know how to deal with them and being the patient. All right. Hey, thanks for all that.
I feel like we gotta discuss this some more, maybe tomorrow morning on the Bush Tea, or check us out because this is a good topic.
Hey, check us out. We may be calling in, but check out our co-worker in the morning, DJ SI, on his morning show at 101.3 Roe Fm, Bush Tea in the morning. We're gonna go ahead and send him this topic so he can continue it. We may do a podcast on it. You never know, but we'll let you know. Every Sunday. Not next Sunday because I'll be traveling, but the Sunday after that, we'll be live in studio. So keep up with A Different Day with Jah and Neci every Sunday from 4 to 6, except for this next one. All right. Thanks for coming. Go ahead and share the live. We appreciate y'all coming through. It was great. We love you guys, and peace till we meet again. All right. I Google that stuff with all the Nick Cannon. What? Oh yeah. Nick Cannon looked like he was looking for a donor or something. The way he be making them cheering.
Jeez. I thought that was his intent initially.
That's what it looked like, and it's weird. But then the mothers are signing up for it, and man, sometimes money ain't worth it, man. Sometimes money is not worth it. But yeah. We really appreciate y'all, man. Stay tuned for what we got next. We got through most of the topics. I'm glad I had over plan because there was more. But yeah, because 2 hours is a long time to fill. But thank you so much. Thank you. We got through most of it. I appreciate this so much. Any last words you want to say to the people, Neci?
So when it says that lupus is not directly inherited from either the mother or father, it is simply a genetic condition which a single gene causes the disease. So do some Googling and some research. When somebody tells you they have something, educate yourself about yourself, what your family history and your partner's family history before making babies.
Oh, and speaking of the affliction, only Ryu we only Ryu we
We don't like that
acknowledge.
Tenru.
I do it.
We don't. We're not sharing that Tenru affliction. Okay, so
I do it.
let's be wise.
Yeah, so even that day, go ahead and look into it, because like 3 weeks ago, everybody was a sex ed teacher. Now everybody back to being raw and taking plan B. We see you. Y'all don't care about that no more. But it's all good. Hey, I'm Jah. That's Neci. This has been another great broadcast of A Different Day with Jah and Neci. We'll be right back with you 2 weeks from now, live in the studio with our favorite co-workers, most likely Yes I Am Raven, live in person. Hey, stay in touch, man. Share the live. We appreciate you. Peace.